Hello, Mr. DipCatcher. I have read your response here, and you've got a few things. So you've said PulseChain should fork to get rid of pHEX, right? That's what you basically said, to remove all the P copies. So as a suggestion to basically just remove the, I guess, the biggest like landing advertisement for the chain, to do that, it's going to need to be replaced with something else. What will that something else be? Like, oh, let's just have a bunch of coins. So that's one thing about it. You can say, let's remove it, but remove it for what? Because I know for a fact, thousands of people come in for PDI, the P token stuff. Thousands of people. And it gives them something to dream about. That's a big advantage as well. You've also mentioned all of the HEX stakes that got copied over during the fork introduced zero buy-side liquidity to the ecosystem, but they represent decades of sell extraction. Well, there's a few assumptions with that. Their market caps are really small, so not really. The whole point is if a few of them go up, that it incentivizes their communities to come and have a look at PulseChain. Maybe it's just going to be a PDI thing that leads the charge. Not all the tokens. Not all the tokens are even worthy. So I guess we'll see how the market plays out with that. And yeah, your next post is the next message part as well. You've got the HEX Yield coming out. Yeah, it is a bit. It is a lot. However, thing is that we've had a business manufacturing PMI is being below 50 pretty much for like 30 months. So we've had extraordinarily small demand for altcoins, very low business confidence and stuff out here. So the theory is that they all get gobbled up, because we don't have much of the world in crypto. We've only got like, you know, what, about 5 or 6%. There's 15% in the stock market. There's still a lot of people and a lot of money to come in. We've got the Ethereum spot ETF now. Ethereum's gotten cucked. So I can only imagine how much easier it is to sustain stuff when Ethereum is actually pumping again. So that's another thing just to consider, because we're looking at the gaping demand everywhere and you're just concluding, oh, everything sucks. Yeah, but it does, like, we got coins. I'll give, for example, look at PulseX. PulseX has zero inflation. It's got a buy and burn. It's still down 70% below sack price, right? Like, there's no inflation in it. Whatever. It's like, it's buying and burning from the protocol. It's bought and burned 7.11% of the supply as well. So a lot of these demand supply mechanics, they just sort themselves out as people are willing to take on more risk along the risk curve. But you need business confidence to go up there. So everything you're concluding from your post, all you're pretty much doing is business ISM went below 50 in October 2022. HEX was like 1-2 cents. So you've made all your conclusions in this environment. You see that? Pretty much it's like bottom signal environment. You're concluding a lot of things from there. So what about if we get like another business cycle that goes up? So what happens here, you know? That's something to think about. I don't know where it's going to, but that's pretty much, so you're basically concluding everything here. Things can change fast, man. They can change very fast. I don't think it's wise to conclude stuff about this stuff down here, because let's look at everything else that's working. Well, you have like, Solana with their PumpFun stuff. Yeah, but also as well, what if this is the top of Sol ETH? It's gone up for like 700 days. But then what will happen is everyone will say, oh, wow, Solana, you messed up because of reasons X, Y, Z. Maybe that happens. You know, and then so begins a cycle just with another coin. But then you also say, sir, the problem is exacerbated since there was a half-baked attempt to migrate pHEX over. So I don't think so, sir. I think PDI, so the half-baked attempt. So we basically say, you said it puts even more sell pressure on the limited liquidity. I just see that whole scenario is a product of the low business confidence. It's all part of the same cloud. It really is. There wasn't enough demand to soak anything up. So pretty much anything you tried was going to fail. If Richard spoke about eHEX or didn't speak about eHEX that way, it was probably going to go to that ratio similar to that ratio anyway. We know that ratio, which I'll bring up right here. So this is eHEX on the left-hand side. We'll get it. The eHEX to pHEX ratio is now going to load, and we'll see it right now. Yeah, so Richard, oh yeah, I guess his tweet sent it down here. But the fact that the market's pretty much trading here, it's pretty much telling us it was going to find its way down here anyway. That's pretty much it. And then, so you do conclude at the end, the solution is for HEX on Ethereum to thrive on its own and leverage the innovation in Ethereum to discover new use cases and new sources of demand. Well, you got to remember, man, HEX, there's a community. Yeah, we'll call it a cult. It's a community. And HEX is a representation of your entry to the book club. So discovering new use cases, it means a new coin. That's what it means. Look in crypto. When we discover new things, what does it really mean? Well, we got like, you know, store of value BTC, you got the layer 1 chain of Ethereum, stable coins. Yeah, but it's supplying the stable coins as well. It's not just like, oh, let's go make a stable coin. Like, you don't have heaps of MakerDAOs out here, you know? And also, we did have the big discovery of a use case in 2024, PumpFun. We discovered that. So, like, how could you incorporate eHEX into that? Like, do you redeploy a PumpFun on HEX from Ethereum and then you make it buy and burn eHEX? You can do a lot of that stuff out here, but it's probably not going to work. You need to get more people into the community. Memes, cults, religions. Everybody bought into HEX at the start because it was a meme. Richard said it's designed to be better than Bitcoin. It's designed to do 10,000x. Total meme. Total meme. Right? Then it grew into a cult. Meme just means idea, right? So then it grew into the cult. Now it's becoming a religion. PulseChain is a religion, has answers for everything. Your solution of like, hey, getting rid of pHEX and forking and doing that, you're pretty much removing parts of it. It's like the church. It's like the Catholic Church or just any Christianity churches. Imagine they said, okay, we're going to like remove the baptism thing and we're going to remove the funeral thing, right? You just need to come to church like once every 4 years or whatever. Do you see what I mean? Like you're removing answers to people's lives. Oh, like, oh, we're going to remove what you should teach your kids when they're young. We're going to remove that part, right? It's just, remember, it's meant to be a religion. Like you get all answers. It's meant to be a religion. The more answers, the better. That's pretty much, that's how these things win. Whereas Bitcoin's got an answer for everything. It is as an answer. Altcoins, don't do them. Or we got some JPEGs out here that are kind of trash. So that's what's actually worked in crypto so far. But yes, then as well, you do conclude the solution is for PulseChain to try again, acting like all of this never happened and launch a fresh network with Pulse, PulseX, Inc., and no copies or airdrops. Well, you got to be careful about that, sir, because you don't know Richard's plan. What if Richard's plan was to make Inc. the governance token of something cool, which involves P tokens, right? I'm not saying Peter, but you never know. What if it's all symbiotically linked? PulseX is a buy and burn. People are trading a lot of the P tokens. So the buy and burn of that comes in. So you're going to have things on the DEX unless you just put, let's just put the JPEG casino. Yeah, but the JPEG casino, you can make 50,000 JPEGs anywhere. The P tokens, no one else in crypto has them. They're really unique. Everyone has a copy and it's interesting, right? Just they're soul bound to their counterpart. But yeah, and then you obviously hit the heavy hand at the end. PulseChain has been negative externality on HEX, and HEX is negative externality on PulseChain. The clear solution is a clean separation. You can't do that. So it's the same community. You're basically saying, everyone get out. It's like you're making like another. It's like Christianity going, I know what we need. Hey, Catholics, let's go like split the denomination up again. Yeah, you just split the people up, and but you would probably find people to stick with PulseChain. Because that's what like Richard Hart, the founder, would put out. So, and you know this, like I said, man, all of these conclusions, they're all made in a negative 50, below 50 business ISM. So pretty much every conclusion you're making, you basically drawn everything from business confidence sinking. Sinking and sinking. What are you thinking about, Habibi? I am thinking that business ISM has been absolute garbage. That's it. It literally, it's the same trap that pretty much everyone in crypto is making with Ethereum, where they're seeing business confidence go down and they're going, oh, I know, you did the merge and the thing's gone down. Therefore, Everything about Ethereum is trash. Vitalik, soy latte, not enough push-ups, skipping leg day. Does he do leg day, right? Layer 2s, that's what everyone's concluding. They go, oh, it's obviously bad. So we'll probably just find business confidence goes up, these things shoot up, PulseChain shoots up, and everyone's go, oh, everything's great. That's probably what we're just going to end up seeing. It's just the narratives are fugazi. When business, you know this, man. When business confidence is high, people just go further out the risk curve. That's exactly what happened in 2021. Like just think about you concluding. This is what everyone actually did in 2019 and 2020. Everybody said altcoins totally never coming back ever again. But then business confidence went up. What were they doing at the top here? They were buying a $400,000 JPEG. That's crazy, yeah? We went from altcoins and never coming back to, I want to get a $400,000 JPEG. Justin Bieber put $1 million into the Bored Ape as well up there. A sense of belonging. That's just business confidence. Because people just felt so optimistic about the future, they're just willing to go out the risk curve. And then down here, they had no optimism about the future. They were so pessimistic, they're like, I don't want to touch the risk curve at all. So you couldn't conclude much out here. Basically, in a nutshell, I'm looking at everything. I'm saying, wow, everything is cheap as hell. Cheap as hell. And we'll probably have totally different conclusions up here. It'll be interesting. Like maybe other chain guys, or Justin Sun or whatever, right? Maybe they see PDI and P tokens doing great up here. And then they say, you know what we need? We need to give our own chain P tokens, right? Let's say Tron makes T tokens. T PulseChain and T Ethereum and T SHIB. Maybe Tron does it up here. Or maybe that's when he decides to do that idea, only because maybe our P tokens are ripping and it's all over crypto. Right? But then I'll be saying, no. What you're doing is you're concluding that people have taken a lot of business confidence risk. You're concluding that. You're making the wrong conclusions. You're thinking, oh, now it's a good idea. Like, do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So yeah, so overwhelmingly, I've read your post. I still give you a clicky like. Remember, PulseChain, we've got 250,000 people, I think, holding PLS, maybe less because a lot of people left, but let's say 200,000, yeah? It's 200,000 people holding. We should just be doing everything to grab as many people as we can. I mean, Shiba Inu's got 1.3 million. Doge has got 4.8 million. Yeah, there's a lot of Elon Musk effect, but they don't do anything. They literally don't do nothing, you know? What about Richard Hart's freedom of speech, freedom of movement, privacy solutions, you know? And then there's going to be tokens that can pump and stuff out here. We'll see all encompassing. That's our number one goal, just to grow as many people as we can, you know? And then if you win the game, you become like Bitcoin, where everyone's so rich, they're trying to cut off people from coming in. They go, altcoiners, get out. JPEGers, get out. Ordinals, get out. We don't want you. We don't want you. We don't want layer 2 Ethereum. Get out, get out, get out. You know, that's the first world problem you have because you're so rich now. You want to like exclude people. Right? And you only want like governments to come in because they can print the money. You're like, no, get your shit coins out. We don't want any of that. We're trying to cater for the government. We want the government to be neutral money. That's like a higher level religion type of thing you're facing. Right now, we just got 250,000 people. And we've got this beautiful website, apphex.win. If you go to the charts, you can see total active wallets. This is hard to measure, a lot of fake ones. Look at the daily wallets, 11,000 daily users, right? 11,000 daily users. So, I mean, Cardano, they got to 150,000 in 2021. Let's say 100,000 base number. Yeah, man, if we go from 10,000 daily users, if we got to 100,000 daily active wallets, daily users, yeah, we do 100x on the price. That'd be great if we can get up there. So yeah, so overwhelmingly, I know everyone's got ideas, but you know, like, you're free to have your opinion. I just think it's the wrong move to make. I think that opinion is based off conclusions drawn when nobody's pessimistic about the future. Overwhelmingly, 99%. Yeah, you can cherry pick a few things, and Solana, like I said, Solana could have just topped. It could literally, it won't make a new high against Sol. Like, that could happen, right? As well. So if everybody's trying to copy them, they're like, oh, but then you fall into the same trap. That's what I think is going to happen. I think that, okay, just like in 2013, they bought XRP and Litecoin up to the moon. In 2017, they bought Verge up 1,000x. They bought Cardano up 100x with Tron in literally a month. Ethereum went 4,000x 2017. In 2021, they bought JPEGs for $400,000. Yeah, because people are super confident about the future. Well, I think that's coming as well. And like, I can only imagine how high the P tokens are and everyone changes their minds. Because it's going to look like a genius play. What did Richard say? They go, oh yeah, because like I've already know what's going to happen. If P tokens go up, like when PDI goes up, what are people writing essays about? Like PDI or PWBTC or P-Link or P-Ship, P-Peppy, whatever they are, yeah? People will say, oh, what a genius idea, because it's an airdrop for people already on the Ethereum community, so you have mind share of them wanting to be interested about their free copy. You know what I mean? But really, it's all people would be concluding is that people are willing to take on more risk. That's it, for whatever reason. People will reverse engineer it, you know? But then again, think about where we are right now. So I think that's what I think. I think that idea, sir, would be cutting the community. It'd be splitting it, when I think what we need to be doing is grabbing people in. And we can worry about all these other stuff when we're 100x higher. Like, subscribe to everyone, belly button, or catch you soon.